I am taking this press conference in English with a specific purpose that the contents should be understood by the central leadership of the Congress party. This press conference is taken much against my wish only because of the unprincipled attitude of the Congress party. Now I will come back and tell you what are the unprincipled attitude. Since the Vasco bloc was ineffective, rather defunct, for almost 2.5 years, I was appointed as the president on 10th of September 2021. In the third week of September, I had contacted GPCC President Sri Girish Chodankar and the Vice President Sri M.K. Sheikh, requesting me to give a date to install me and my team in office. They were very nice. They told me if I am installed as the president, when I submit my resignation to be considered as a candidate for the Vasco Assembly constituency, my resignation will not be accepted. And therefore, it is under their advice I have not been installed in office. 15th September in the late night, I was asked to host a meeting of the active members on 19th September. Mind you, this is within 4 days of being installed as the president, when my neighboring bloc, Mormugao bloc, which is under the guidance of Sri Sankalp Amonkar, had the bloc in office for more than 2.5 years. And this meeting was supposed to be held by them. And since they were not in a position to host, I was asked to host this only to test my capacity whether I can host and conduct such a meeting. This meeting, which was held on the 19th of September, which was attended by all, including Mr. P. Chidambaram, my good old friend, leader of the opposition, Sri Digambar Kamath, was all praised and reminded the people that I have been along with him playing badminton and with my skills that I would be the next MLA from Vasco. By Mr. P. Chidambaram, he emphasized certain points to be considered for the selection of the candidates for the assembly elections. And he mentioned the manner in which the Vasco bloc conducted this particular meeting and had such lovely members. He said this was a model bloc and every bloc is expected to conduct meetings on these lines. Mr. Chidambaram said loyalty, integrity, acceptability and winnability would be the only 4 criteria which would be accepted by the leadership for those members who are recommended by the active members. Somewhere down the line, Mr. Girish Chodankar and his team changed it from the active members team to the block committee. And when I asked them, they had no explanation for it. Mr. Chidambaram also mentioned that the block president and new entrants would not be considered for giving the tickets. It is because of this that I had submitted my resignation as the block president little before the process for selection of the candidates was started. I submitted my resignation on the 24th of November. And on 25th November, I got a message from Mr. M.K. Sheikh saying that the meeting which was scheduled for 26th November has been postponed, and it followed with a congratulatory message saying that I have been appointed as the General Secretary of the South Goa District Committee. Feels that I continue to be the president, then he should have reappointed me on the 19th rather than saying that my resignation is not accepted. Now coming back to Congress, there's a rule, one man, one post. So when I am appointed as the General Secretary, it is understood that my resignation is accepted on the records of the party. Now the question comes, on 19th December, I get a message saying that my resignation is not accepted and I have to continue functioning as the block president. Basically, I feel the leadership felt there is some other reason, some other criteria other than the standard norms what have been specified for selection of the candidate. Something beyond the norms has been the criteria for selecting the candidate. Well, about anyone else, because the entire block and the active membership have mentioned that I qualify with all the criteria, whereas anybody else do not fit within the first two criteria. It is for the leadership to decide, but I can only tell you the manner in which the candidate is selected has hurt the entire Vasco block, and they are now under active consideration as to what should be my next course of action for political career. I firmly say that I have been deliberately denied the ticket for reasons beyond explanation, which only the leadership will be able to tell. And I will tell you at this stage, I have been going around campaigning and people are very, very categorically telling us, we don't want a person, we don't want a party. This is the message which is going around in Vasco.
2 days ago, when the ticket was declared to Carlos Almeida, he has come on record saying that he will have a meeting with you and try to get you on board. So will you be joining on board with Congress or will you leave the party? What is going to be your next stand?
Well, Carlos has come and met me. He wants that we all three should work together. But I would leave this decision to my members, and it will be a joint decision by the members as to what should be the next course of action.
So as of now, you are not on board?
We are waiting for a couple of more days to decide what should be the future course of action. December, I get another message. Please refer to the message of 19th November, wherein you have been asked to continue as the block president and you cease to be the general secretary. So which means in two different occasions, the leadership accepts me to be holding the post of the general secretary.